Hello, how are we all? I'm sorry this video is so long in coming. This wee guy here wasn't well over the weekend, so I've been more concerned with that rather than the Rangers result. He's not really been that well since sort of Friday. He was acting really strange. He was kind of like staring at me, and then he was almost sick in my face. And then Saturday, Sunday, he was a bit better, but he still wasn't his kind of like normal self. So it was a trip to the vet for him yesterday. Um, Struggling to get him to eat though, which isn't great. But at least he's home because it looked like he was going to be in overnight. I think it's like an inner ear slash eye thing, and also he might maybe have like urinal tract infection. I can't urine. I can't say it. But yeah, I'm just glad he's kind of at home and he seems okay. Just need to kind of get him to eat his food so he can have his medicine. Um, Most of those nights I've actually been kind of like sleeping on the couch, kind of keeping an eye on him. I mean, like I've got fallen asleep on the couch with him, and then kind of going to bed, but I've not been sleeping well from it. I was absolutely exhausted. So I'm gonna just get through this video, and then yeah, we'll be back the weekend. Because all Rangers can do now is try and stop Celtic now by winning at Celtic Park, and at the moment it's not looking good. Hearts had an early opportunity. It was a terrific ball in by Mark Leonard. I tell you, he's got a real good delivery on him, and Halkett headed over. Hearts actually were the better side until Rangers scored, without actually really being that good. I mean, people were talking about how good Rangers were in that first half. I think Hearts were just that bad in that first half. But Rangers did take the lead. It was a throw in from Tavernier. The ball hit, it was deflected off a Hearts defender, and Sterling's deflected effort went into the back of the net to put Rangers one up. And Rangers were in control after that. That was about sort of 20, 22 minutes on the clock. And Rangers were in control at that point, and but there was no urgency to kind of go and get a second goal. It was kind of almost as if they were kind of happy to kind of sit on it. It was just bizarre. And then the second half, Hearts made a change. They made a system change as well. Went to three at the back, and Rangers didn't really threaten them after that. Mikey Moore was really poor on Monday night. It has to be said. He just seemed to kind of like every time he got the ball, he seemed to not be interested in passing to a teammate, just trying to go himself constantly, and lost the ball a few times. Scov Olsen, I mean, that was probably his last chance to show what he could do. I think there was times when I could maybe see what he was trying to do, but he's not positive enough. He's constantly passing the ball backwards, doesn't take his man on. I mean, I can see sometimes with the passes he's attempting that he's got quite a good footballing brain on him, but yeah, he's not cutting it, unfortunately. So then Hearts got an equaliser because Rangers didn't respond. They waited until Hearts went 2-1 up before they kind of done it. So Kizaridis cut in on the Rangers defence, hit the post. I mean, really deserved to score from it. And then the ball fell for, it was Penrice. I can't remember actually who scored it. I'm pretty sure it was Penrice. And that was 1-1. And then Hearts would have a second. Just poor defending by Rangers in the box. The ball fell to Shankland and he leathered it past Butland into the bottom left hand corner. And that was it. That was it for Rangers' title hopes. Two really terrible halves. First half against Motherwell, the second half against Hearts has cost us, and we are where we deserve to be, out of the title race. No complaints about that at all, because it's what we deserve. I mean, big mistake doing the warm weather training camp. We've seen this so many times where it be like an international break or a warm weather training camp, and it doesn't go well, and we suffer, and we've suffered at the worst possible time here. And Danny Rowe's got to take a lot of the blame for this. I mean, we could all see in that second half that Hearts were playing a lot better. They'd made changes, they were on top, and yet nothing was done to adapt to it. And also, when was it, remember when we got the set piece coach in? Was it Scott Fry? When was the last time we actually scored from like a corner or anything? Like for a while we were scoring from them for fun, and now we've just gone back to not doing anything from them. And there's no real like attempt to do some quite clever routines either. I mean, there's so much we could talk about. One of the passes I'll give for Monday night is to the forwards. Chermiti didn't have the service to really do anything, and the same with Miovski and Nadiri when they came on. Asgard, I mean, why is he still getting opportunities? I mean, when he was out of the team when the Deary came in, it was good, and you're kind of thinking, oh, well, he'll be away in the summer, but all of a sudden he's back there getting opportunities. And don't get me wrong, the player obviously has ability, but he's not suited for Scottish football. He's too lazy. He doesn't put the work in, and you can't afford that. Um, so yeah, I mean, this is what happens. I mean, because Rangers were in the position where they could have won this league because they were scoring more than the other team. But what happens when you suddenly stop scoring and you're still conceding 2 goals a game? You start losing games. Simple as that. So we really miss Romans. You know, he came back on as a sub, but there was very little he could do. The midfield three of Diomande, Shukawani, and Raskin. I mean, I suppose they were industrious in the first half. Second half offered very little. I'd say the wingers were terrible. Um, Defence again. It was small margins, but this is where league games and titles are won and lost. Um, are Hearts going to do it? I'm not sure. If they beat Motherwell at Fir Park, then they're looking good for it. I still think, unfortunately, that Celtic will win it. They'll probably beat Hearts on the last day, and then they'll win the league, which is atrocious, really, because Celtic are awful this season. They've got an awful side, but yet they could be winning yet another league title. I mean, Hearts deserve it. They've been top pretty much the whole way through, so they do deserve it. For Rangers, well, yeah, it's just a case of trying to stop Celtic from winning it by even getting a draw at Celtic Park if Hearts can get the result against Motherwell, because I mean that should put the title into Hearts' hands at that point, because if they beat Falkirk, then that would be it for them. But you're getting ahead of yourselves. Rangers should be looking at players like Elliot Watt, a player that can play a killer pass. I mean, you've seen him do it against us. I think the Dundee defender's his name Lee Graham. He's a big lad, I think 6'4". Because Rangers have a real sort of soft centre at the back. We know we're going to need a new right back. A kind of understudy left back for Romans. The midfield is still going to need recruitment. I wouldn't be sorry to see the back of Diomande and Raskin. The Nico Raskin that plays for Belgium and the Nico Raskin that plays for Rangers is two totally different players. Obviously, Skov Olsen's not going to be signed. Gassama, apart from his early part of the season, then there was a few games where he was doing well off the bench. I mean, what is he bringing to the table? Honestly, Asgard, I've already had my kind of moan about. I would probably still need another forward there. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I wasn't one of the ones that was for Lawrence Shankland because he didn't have the best season last season. So I thought, well, he's probably not going to be the answer. But on a free transfer, I mean, we're crazy not to have done that, especially when you think about the money that's been spent and the position that we're in. So yeah, we've got that one to kind of live with, along with Lewis Ferguson at Bologna. But yeah, I think I've kind of said enough here. There's not really much more I can say. Just two really poor halves of football. Come back with the wrong attitude. The mentality's clearly not there. They don't have the mentality to win the league. And this leadership group needs disbanded because they're not really a leadership group if they're winning absolutely nothing and they're specialists in failure.